know when it gets to a point where you just think these people are taking Man United fans for dickheads, that you see this absolute fucker on a football pitch actually saying and claiming that he's a bad man, cocking up ears for England when you were playing against farmers and you're there getting spun by Weghorst, who can't even move. Your pace is at 28, his pace is at 29, and you're there like Chuckle Brothers with McToilet. Are you taking the piss out of my life?
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz and the Roundtable Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guys, Mr. KA and ST with me. How are we doing, people?
We're good.
Yeah, we're happy. You can see, but all our backgrounds.
Jollof wins. Jollof will always prevail, okay? Will always prevail.
People, it's been an interesting week. We'll put it like that. In terms of being happy, being sad, all the madness that's gone on in the past 24, 48 hours, like in the football world. But yes, Footie Chat is back. We're going to be talking all things football, delving into all the current affairs that have been going on, as well as the usual ripping Man United pieces because they are crap. But as usual, before we start, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up, all that good stuff. Share. As I say all the time, we are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. Before we get into normal programming, I think we need to address the elephant in the room, which is Kurt Zouma and Catgate, bruv. Like, obviously,
man is tapped. Oh, why?
Obviously, people, if you've been hiding under a rock, Kurt Zouma was caught. Well, no, he wasn't caught. His brother was recording him doing up kick-ups with Felix. Since then, it's come out. RSPCA have gotten involved. They've taken the cats away. He said that no harm had been done. He's apologized and whatnot. Blah, 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 blah.
Guy got a fine from West Ham.
200.
Man's been fined. People are trying to say that he needs to be burned at the stake. All this nonsense. And in terms of the cat, I don't condone the behavior. And yes, the RSPCA were right to get involved. Yeah. And yes, he should apologize. Apart from that, I don't give a shit. Right? I think the more important thing here is something that Mr. KA highlighted to us earlier today. Chris Kirkland decided to go on BBC, right, on their breakfast show, and he.
Why was he even there, bro? Like, where's he been, bro? Like,
first of all, Chris Kirkland, who cares about his opinion? That's the first thing. Like, that's the first thing. Did he even play for West Ham? I can't remember. Even if he did, he was crap anyway.
He played for Wigan, bro. Was he even the first choice?
Liverpool.
Exactly. So they got a nobody to go on BBC Breakfast and basically say that what Kurt Zouma did was worse than racism.
Finished.
Is this what we're doing? You know what? First of all, credit to him for being honest.
Yeah.
At least we got an honest opinion that he believes that animal cruelty is worse than racism. So basically,
1 second. I think I saw a tweet. Someone said, "Yeah, it's bad when this Zoom thing happened," but they were like, "I love it because it exposes all the racists, all the
racists." He should.
They come out with their chest.
Oh yeah, they say it with your chest. Like man come out and said, yeah, it's worse than racism. So okay, cool. So not only are we behind certain ethnicities,
behind animals,
we're now behind animals. So we're now going back to the 1940s and 50s when it was no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. Is that what we're doing now? We are below the food chain now of animals. Like, listen. It's funny because obviously K's been running the stats in the chat all day, bruv. Luis Suarez Luis Suarez, what did he get? Is it 45 grand fine? Was it or 25 grand fine?
And kept all the sponsorships.
He got a slap on the wrist, a warning, like
a warning,
multiple times,
like 25 grand fine for obviously the racism, whatever. Man's doing up cannibalism, but kept his sponsors. Only got a warning. Went to Barcelona, won trophies, and Kurt Zouma for doing up kick-ups with Felix. Don't get me wrong, I don't condone this behavior, and he should be punished for it. But he's been dropped by Adidas. Vitality have stopped their sponsorship with West Ham. People are calling for him to be sacked. People are telling him that he needs to go prison. Yeah. They want him doing up pen in scrubs. But Luis Suarez can get away with making racist comments, and it's all fine. And this is the reason why I don't care. But the simple fact of the matter is that this is a whole thing. Because if we then decided that it wasn't Kurt Zouma, say it was Declan Rice that did this.
Oh my God.
We know the reaction wouldn't
not the future captain of England.
He gets
we know because it would have been like, bruv, they probably would have applauded him for it. Let's be honest. They've probably been doing up, he probably get an OBE for doing them things there, bruv. And this is the issue that always comes to the front. As Mr. KA said, when shit like this happens, all the racismos come out and they say everything with their chest. So people, this just highlights the type of society that we're living in right now, where us as ethnic minorities, and that's including the Asians and anyone else of any other ethnic background, that we are below the animals in their eyes. I'll leave that thought with you. But swiftly moving on, back to football. As you can see, people, all the backgrounds are matched. We are celebrating the fact that Senegal have won the Africa Cup of Nations, first time in their history, beating Egypt on penalties. It was 4-2 in penalties. Very eventful game. Penalty given away in the first 2 minutes. Mane missed the penalty. Was 0-0 at full time. In a game in 90 minutes, which Senegal dominated for large parts. Went to extra time. Both teams looked like they were looking for penalties. I can't even remember who missed for Egypt. Who cares? All I say is thank you for missing. And Mane obviously putting the ball in the back of the net to have the winning penalty and take Senegal to victory. Mr. K, I'm going to come to you first. On a whole, right? How big is this victory for Senegal? And read between the lines when I ask that question.
This is for Africa!
It's done for Africa.
This is for Africa! No, real talk. For Senegal themselves, it is big. First time, as you mentioned, winning the cup. They've gotten to, I think, the final, 3 times. Or was that the third or fourth time in the finals?
That was the third final.
They've had some decent players along the way, but they've never had a squad like this. So rarely we see a golden generation actually win a tournament. Like we've seen it with Belgium, we've seen it with England had their golden generations over the years. Other teams as well, even Ghana ourselves, we've had our teams where people expected us to win Afcon, but sadly we fell short. So for Senegal to do this, it meant a lot to the people of the nations. We saw the scenes in Dakar, I think is the capital city of Senegal. We saw the scenes, so happy it was to all of them. Happy they all were. So it is massive for Africa, massive for West Africa, massive for Senegal, because the North African teams, no shade to them, they were dominating, and most of Africa was getting a bit tired. We wanted to see some new faces on it, and also, so I think it's a win for football as well, win for African football. showing the world that there's other teams out there who can step up and be a big team and win a major tournament. So I'm happy for Senegal. It's big for the country, big for West Africa. That's why I'm happy for them as well, our neighbours. And yeah, man, I'm smiling, man. I've been smiling ever since Sunday. Ghana, Africa.
Oh, please get out of
Okay,
here,
I
bro,
love
with your
Ghana, but we
nonsense.
Nah,
can't,
West
we
Africa,
can't
Get
bring
mate.
up
out
for
of there
Ghana.
with
I'm
your
claiming it
nonsense,
as well,
bro.
man.
We
I'm
can't
claiming it.
restrict that.
Nah.
I have to like, I can't even
I'm
defend
claiming it.
Ghana
Bro,
still.
we got the same colours, man. We got the same colours. It's just
Yeah, we don't have the
Your
same
colours, your
football team.
colours are disappearing
it's
because
just a
your
start. It's
background's
just a
not
start
there.
that's
You
different.
disappeared as well. Put the flag down. Keep
It's just a
disappearing.
start that's different. They're the green
Um,
stars with the black stars. Economical in it. That's why they won, man. The economical.
ST, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, like we were all like, I think, like in the group, like our group chat hasn't been like that since England played Italy in the final of the Euros, bro. Like all of us were just text, like everyone was in the group. What's going on? Why haven't Senegal done it? Oh, it's gonna be over. We're like, black people can't take penalties. Blah,
I
blah.
said
So
that
we're
straight.
all,
I'm gonna lie to you. I said
Yeah,
it
I'm
straight.
about to say I never said that.
we
I
were,
said it
we were
straight. It's the
all
truth.
listen. We were all panicking, yes, and obviously because look, there's no shade on Egypt. At the end of the day, they've won it 7 times. Credit to them because no one expected them this year to get to the final with the way how their team is and the way how they play. So all credit to them to getting through to the final. But Senegal really deserved it. But in terms of let's take the final on the basis of that. Mane versus Salah was what was being touted. You and I spoke about it before, said it was a possibility, it could happen. Did the game live up to the expectation that everybody had? Not people of Senegal, not people of Egypt, but as a neutral, right? Did the game live up to expectations that we expected?
I mean, even though it was 0-0, I would say that was actually some of the best quality football that we've seen in the tournament. I thought Senegal played very well. They had quite a few chances and they just didn't take their chances. And it was really interesting to see that usually Egypt were a team, if you've been watching previous Afcons, in the Algeria mode of last 2 years, they like to play the football, keep the ball, very technical. But this Egypt team was very, very defensive, and it would have been a shame if they won this football match because they haven't been great this tournament, if I'm being very honest, in comparison to the other Egyptian teams. In terms of the match, I thought Senegal were the ones that were trying to win it. They showed ambition. They showed actually very good technique, very good way of opening. They opened up Egypt a lot of times in that match.
Yeah, especially in the first half.
Especially in the first half, they just didn't take their chances. And as a neutral, I honestly enjoyed it. Well, I would say neutral-ish. I was supporting for Senegal. Let me be honest. Like, I wanted Senegal to win because I predicted that, and I said Senegal would win. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm watching this. It's really good football, very good tempo of football. Senegal were passing very well. Egypt were defending very well, and I have to shout out Egypt's goalkeeper. Honestly.
Oh yeah, he was. Bear in mind, he came in injured.
Yeah.
But just in the game against us,
and also he didn't start.
Yeah,
and he didn't start.
He wasn't.
He was doing
number
madness. He was doing madness, and
he saved the penalty as well.
And he saved the penalty, and I was thinking to myself, "Shit, it's done out here." And as we said, I mean, I'm not afraid of saying this. I'm black as well. Black people we can't take penalties. We need to allow it to. We need to leave it to.
Nah, man, I'm not letting you put that out there, man.
Actually, not today.
Used to ban penalties for. Maybe say this new generation can't take penalties because they could take it back in the day.
Hey, our boy Jan, what happened? If he took his penalty, what would happen? Semi-finals of the World Cup. Listen. There's too much.
But then he came and stepped up and took that first pen, top bin.
Nah, bro. Listen, nah. It's the same thing, bro. I honestly thought, it's gonna be a replay, bro, because obviously because of Mane, innit? Like, and I'm just like, oh, bro, you know, I missed the important one, but like the one that could actually win it for you. But then you go and score the one that's not gonna matter, bro. I was having flashbacks of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was having real flashbacks. But in terms of that, like Senegal deserved to win. And as a neutral, I enjoyed it because it was actually very entertaining football. It was very good technical football, but actually by Senegal especially. That's what I think. I mean, a lot of people, because they didn't see any goals and stuff like that, they wouldn't enjoy it. But actually, if you watch it for the football purists, if you're actually watching on how to break down a team, barring the scoring, Senegal were there. I thought Senegal played at a very, very good level. And if they were to play like that against other teams in the world, they would give all these other teams problems. It's just about them taking their chances.
No, 100%. And obviously that next step for Senegal is obviously they got the World Cup qualifiers where they run it back again against Egypt. And if they qualify for the World Cup, it's then taking it to the world stage and showing them what they can do.
Do you know
Mr. K,
can you mention something else quickly? What I'm happy for Senegal is the manager.
Yes.
Seeing an African manager, a local, as we like to say back home, a local manager coming in and showing how to play good football and win. So I was happy for that. And he's a young manager as well. So
to even emphasize your point, he missed in one of the finals, he had missed a penalty for them to actually win the African Nations Cup as well, back in 2002, I think it was. Somewhere around that time.
Yeah.
So for him as well, he's shown that he's been managing them for a long time, and this Senegal team has consistently been a very good team for the past 4 or 5 years. And for him to actually now reap the rewards and show that he is a very good manager at this level, he deserves it. And especially for him after he missed a penalty as well.
No, 100%.
It's a bit like a Southgate, but Southgate actually winning.
No,
it's a bit like I said Southgate actually winning. Well, he's better than Southgate as a manager.
100%. Mr. K8, for you, right? Obviously, we're all very passionate about it. We had the uproar before the tournament started about why players go. Does the Africa Cup of Nations actually mean something? All of this jazz. For you, the tournament on a whole, has it been good for African football, or has it kind of set them back a little bit, the tournament as a whole?
Do you know what? I think if like, as I think ST mentioned earlier, a football purist kind of looks at the game, looks at the entire tournament, I would think they would appreciate the tournament we had. As we know, there wasn't the best football in the beginning, it wasn't the best refereeing, but this happens at the Euros as well. This happens in other tournaments where teams start off slow. Sometimes tournament football can be hard to get into. It's momentum. A lot of factors come into it in terms of like on and off the field. So I think people can appreciate this tournament actually, and I think a big help to that is the winner, because it's like Senegal being the face of the tournament, and they came in as favourites and winning. So I think that sort of like put the tournament on a kind of took it up a notch a bit. Obviously, if Egypt won it, Salah's face would have been on the face of everywhere of the tournament. But I think, being, as we mentioned, them winning it several times, it would have been a bit meh. It would have been a bit bland. So I think having a new winner, having Cameroon do well as well, whenever the host nation does well, it kind of elevates the tournament. We had teams like even like Burkina Faso doing all right. So just when you have the new faces, kind of like showing that they've reached this level and they can kind of make a name for themselves, it's always a good thing because it freshens things up. It kind of brings up more interest locally and internationally. So I think I think it's this, you can't really say too many bad things that you wouldn't say for other tournaments. So overall, I think it was a good tournament. I think it put African football in good light.
No. I agree with you completely. And as you said, teams always start slow in tournaments and it builds up. Same thing. I mean, the refereeing. Oh mate, listen. I said some of them I rate, bro. I was seeing some UFC stuff from the referees.
I see some rugby, bro.
Listen, I was dying. But anyway, and speaking of referees, that referee, that referee in the final was a disgrace. But we know what that was. We know what that was. We don't need to get into that because we know what that was. But the tournament, for me, the tournament on a whole, I don't think it elevated, nor do I think it took away from African football.
I don't think it elevated either, but I think it's more positive than negative.
Oh yeah, it's more positive. But I don't think it elevated, nor did it take away from it. I think that it got better exposure because normally it's on Eurosport. So it got a lot better exposure with the coverage. So shout out to Sky Sports and BBC for the coverage. I think that a lot of people followed it. Obviously, it coincided. Obviously, it was going on while the season was going on, but obviously the Premier League had that 2-week break. Other teams had international breaks, so people got to focus on it a lot more in terms of watching it. So that was good. And yes, the final probably should have been Cameroon versus Senegal, but having Egypt in there, Mo Salah, one of the biggest face in African football, the final got the exposure that it should have gotten. So I don't think it elevated, but I don't think it took away. Obviously, there's still a lot more work to do in African football. ST and I touched on that the last time in terms of coaching and development and just getting players to play for their countries as well, instead of their European counterparts where they reside in. That will elevate the football as well. And seeing footballers like Mane and Salah,
I was going to say that as well,
and Mahrez, seeing these like big names playing for these nations, it will get more and more. Obviously, we were speaking off air about Ghana, and obviously they didn't have the best tournaments. So getting Callum Hudson-Odoi and Lamptey to come and play for Ghana as well, that will elevate Nigeria. When you look at Nigeria's side, it's full of stars. They're all playing for them, even though as bad as Iwobi is, like obviously he decided to play for them as well. So I think
that or East London, a lot of them are East London boys.
Aina for Nigeria.
This is it. So the more and more guys that go and play for the countries that they're born in or their parents' countries, the more it will get better, because they will be playing in Europe in these big leagues, but bringing that back to Africa. And when the quality is better, the players get better. So hopefully that happens. Quickly before we move on, ST, favorite moment in the tournament?
Mane's penalty, man. And actually, Mane's penalty and the referee. I don't know what.
I knew you were gonna say the ref.
Egypt versus Morocco. That referee cleared. I don't know who's about. I think Hakimi was about to start fighting with someone. The referee cleared him. I said, yes, this is African football right here. I loved it.
Mr. K.
Yeah, it might be the same. It has to be the penalty, the winning penalty, and just seeing the joy on Senegal facing all the celebrations. There were some good goals as well. Hakimi's free kick comes to mind. There was a couple of like 30-yard
Burkina Faso goal against Cameroon, I think.
That was
that was a good goal.
There was some good football as well. Cameroon's main guy, Abubakar. Yep.
The one who says he's 29.
Bro, that guy is 69 years old, bro.
The way he turned up to the final dressed in that Burberry, he looked like he was an uncle, bro. That was the biggest exposure for me.
He was uncle. He's like, you think you can dress like me? I'm a shower man. That's what he said.
The ones there, man. But
shower man. That's what he said.
There was a lot of good moments, and I hope it can help elevate the tournament within, as we said, the culture of international players coming back, man. Because Senegal paved the way. A lot of their players could have played for France, Koulibaly.
Exactly.
He said, "No, I'm playing for my country. I'm playing for my roots." So hopefully, a lot of players can follow suit, man.
100%. My favorite moment is the Mane penalty. Obviously, the celebrations. Also, when the Ghana man thumped the man in his mouth, bro.
Bro. That was wasted, bro.
I was like, this guy lost his head. He banged him. I was like,
after with the security, bro, like that was comedy gold, bro. I shouldn't be taking it from my bro. That was one of my favorite moments by far, bro.
He was like, we are not going anywhere, bro, until you come out.
Man said number 25. I was cracking up. But I thought, what happened? When I saw him punch him, I said, we're a mess. It was so funny.
I'm telling you, bro. But listen, people, I hope you enjoyed the AFCON. We certainly did. And as Mr. K and ST have said, and myself, hopefully it elevates African football and we can see more of that. And hopefully it helps the other smaller tournaments like the Asia Cup and like the Gold Cup in Central America as well. Help these cups to elevate themselves as well. We go from joy to pain. Not for Mr. K. His team hasn't played yet. But for ST and I. ST, look, we saw Friday night FA Cup, Middlesbrough, 7th in the Championship, come to Old Trafford and get the job done. Obviously, it was 1-1, went to extra time, still 1-1, penalties, kicking United out of the FA Cup. Again, last night, or Tuesday night, we see United at Burnley, another 1-1. There seems to be a reoccurring theme here with United. ST, just first of all, just sum up what you thought of the two performances from United.
You know what?
Come on, guys. First of all, can we get a bit more enthusiasm, please?
For who?
Like, this is meant to be a joyous occasion, a happy time podcasting, man. Come on, a bit more enthusiasm, please.
Time's done.
Okay,
Time's done.
Go on.
Yeah, Senegal made us proud, not Man United. You know what? Yeah, it sounds bad. I feel so sorry for Ralph. I'll be looking at all because you know what it is. Some of the football that Man United play has been some of the best football I've seen in a while. However, I'm looking at man like Cristiano, Bruno, these man. I'm thinking to myself, you have the opportunities to score. When this happens, this is not the manager's fault. I will get Rangnick for if he doesn't change or if he doesn't implement certain systems, but he's learned from his mistakes. These players are the ones that are costing him now. Because I'm seeing this and I'm seeing that, especially the Middlesbrough game, Bruno missed an open goal. Ronaldo missed all these chances.
Penalty included. Said penalty included. He missed the penalty.
Penalty included. And in my head, I'm thinking, I know, don't get me wrong, you can blame certain things on the manager, but I'll be honest, in these two performances, Rangnick's picked the team that we wanted to pick, that we wanted. He set them up well. They, in fact, as well, I've seen I've seen Man United actually play better football. The fact is, the players are not taking their chances, and that's what's costing us. We have man like Ronaldo, who is finished. Let's be honest, he's not what he used to be, and he's been like that since the last year. I think I'm being honest, the last year when he was at Real Madrid. And every time he's gone to Juventus, he's not the same player. And he's cost us. Bruno has cost us. When you're not taking penalties, when you're not, it really puts holes in your game. When you put on Maguire, who every time someone with a little bit of speed runs past you, and what happens? Burnley score, Middlesbrough take their chances, even though that was a handball, but I'm not even complaining about that. We had so many chances to win. And it comes a point where, yes, always the manager has to take a responsibility. Yes, it's his results. Like, it's a results business. You're always told as a manager, the team is in your shape. But I feel so sorry for Rangnick now because I've seen, like I said, Man United have been playing slightly better football. I've seen improvements. Mm-hmm. However, it's the players that he has to pick now because there's hardly anybody in the squad. Mm-hmm. And now look, they're not taking their chances, and the players have to take accountability. I'm sorry, like, I'm all for Rangnick getting like criticized when, for example, the first 2 games where he didn't pick the right team and stuff like that, all deserves his criticism. But now these players cost him.
No, 100%. I agree with you. Mr. KA, obviously you are on the outside looking in. Just tell us your thoughts. What are you seeing? Being a neutral, obviously, it suits Arsenal fine if we're not picking up points. If we're not winning, it's cool. But from the outside looking in, what are you seeing? What deficiencies are you seeing in United over the last couple of games?
I'm just sort of seeing a lack of enthusiasm, a disconnect. It don't feel like a team. It doesn't feel like that the United team, they're putting in the efforts, because, like, as you said, some of those misses against Middlesbrough were shocking, but it didn't seem to anger them enough for me. It didn't seem to piss them off. It just seemed like, oh, it's just football sort of thing, and they're just here to play. I won't go as far to say they're here just to collect a paycheck, but I don't know. Where's the spirit? Where's the passion? We've talked about this before, and it's still the same going on. So it's hard to see what United could do, because these things, it's hard to just break out of it, go from one game to the next. So I think, but then the funny thing is, United could still finish well this season, because, as you said, Rangnick's actually implemented some good things, and you've got some decent players. When you sort of in spurts, as mentioned, you play well in pockets, but it's just like you can't put together a 90 minutes. You make silly mistakes, and it's not even like normal football mistake. It's like shocking mistake. You just do some dumb things that's like, come on. And then that's when it just lowers morale. It kind of like, because maybe they might think, oh, we're actually playing well, we're doing things, but then same old. So I think, funnily enough, if you buck up your ideas, like with most teams in the league, whoever wants fourth can get it. Whoever wants third can get it. Whoever wants second, I don't know about second, but because you need Liverpool to drop the points, but whoever wants third or fourth, it's up for grabs. So we're just watching and seeing. Obviously, like you said, it's kind of nice for us as an Arsenal fan seeing you falter, because it's like, welcome to the club. But yeah, like, come join us on the dark side. You know, that Homer Simpson meme with the in the living room, welcoming Bart to come sit next to him. It's like that. So hopefully we both can buck up our ideas and hopefully just find that shift in mindset, find that shift in play, and just start enjoying. Like, remember back in the day, this is what we've been talking about back in the day. Back in the day, our teams used to be so great, but they used to enjoy football. They used to play, go out there to put on a show, and yeah. So hopefully you can get back to those days where you're enjoying football and playing with a smile, and maybe Pogba can bring that back. You never know, because when I saw him score and his little celebration, and he plays with a bit of swagger, so hopefully he can get other players going as well. And but this Maguire guy, I don't know what you guys are gonna do about Maguire though. I'm not sure if Pogba can help that one.
Listen, if I'm Pogba, I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, this guy is captain ahead of me. Are you mad? I'm looking at even, as for example,
you have to blame Oli on that one. He set the precedence with that captaincy.
Maguire is dead, brickhead. He's dead. He's actually he honestly, like, his reading of the game is very poor. For someone who says his reading of the game is his strength, he's very slow. That's fair enough. If you're slow, what you do is you have someone that is fast next to you, or someone that covers you. And having Varane is just proving how bad Maguire is. And I feel sorry for him. Lindelof is a much better defender than Maguire, and technically better. It's just that Lindelof really isn't suited to the Premier League for me. If he was to go to or abroad, he'd do well. If Maguire was to go abroad, Maguire would suffer, because he's dead. He's actually dead, and he's one of the main issues in our team. But another one I have to highlight is Cristiano Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes. I don't think they're not they're not ball happy players in the sense that they don't like to receive and control the ball, hold the ball up. They like, as soon as the ball comes to their feet, they just like to get away. It's like they're allergic to the ball in a sense. So that's where our issues are coming from. And Sancho has to be playing with people like that. And it's very frustrating. And I can see him getting frustrated. And there's a lot of problems with Man United as well. Obviously, you've got the Greenwood situation. You've got players that are in their last years of their contracts. You've got players complaining about not getting minutes. Man United is just a shambles at the moment. And we'd be very, very lucky to get top four. I don't even think we'd get top four now.
There's no chance of us getting top four. Look, right. It's actually quite funny because when you take into account the games that we played, so the last 3 games, West Ham, we had 18 shots, 3 on target, 57% possession, won it in the last minute. Middlesbrough, 30 shots, 9 on target, 71% possession. Burnley, 22 shots, 5 on target, 65% possession. Right. So the improvements in terms of what Rangnick preaches about having control of a game, trying to attack in a game, are there to be seen. The problem is there's 2 issues with this Man United side. First one is that they don't know where the goal is. Mm-hmm. And therefore, when you're having all those shots and you're not scoring, the inevitable happens. Middlesbrough did it. Burnley did it. Now, everyone say the Burnley game, we had 2 disallowed goals. Middlesbrough game, handball, doesn't matter. Still had enough chances, enough shots to win the game. So that's the first problem. The second problem is this Man United team can only play for 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. Think back to the Aston Villa Premier League game. First half, we were dominant. Second half, awful. Middlesbrough, first half, dominant. Second half, they get back into the game. Game against Burnley, first half, dominant. Second half, Burnley get back into the game. The Villa game and the Burnley game, I don't even think it was a case of we were the best team. I just think they were so bad that it made us look good. Mm-hmm. All right. But when you're not taking your chances, what can you do? And my whole thing is that there's multiple issues with this team. There's so many that we can't even mention right now. We haven't got the time. But Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford are the 3 of the biggest problems with this football team. Cristiano Ronaldo, 37. What did I say at the beginning of the season? Not necessary. Why did we bring in him? There was no reason for it. It was just for shirt sales for the Glazers, right? Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano's coming. They can't play together. It's been proven they can't play together. His goals are dried up. Even though Bruno didn't have the worst game last night or against Middlesbrough, but it just goes to show that he's not good enough. Marcus Rashford is now becoming one of the biggest criminals in football, right? This guy played 84 minutes. And apart from getting Eric Peters a yellow card, I cannot tell you what this youth did on the football field. He is an absolute disgrace, right? And it's been going on for over a year now, how bad this youth is. And what happens? The same things that normally happen. He gets 2 goals, and then all of a sudden he's back in the team and he's God's gift. He's shit. He's called Trashford for a reason. The youth is basically raping Manchester United based on, which I've always complimented, what he's done off the field. But on the field, he is useless. He shouldn't be playing football. He is actually showing that his level is championship or lower. His football IQ is disgustingly bad, right? And what we've seen, because of the injury that he's had, the youth hasn't got any pace anymore. So what is his purpose on a football pitch? Absolutely nothing. But he's stealing and living, just as probably the biggest problem with this football club, the fridge on toes, the most expensive fridge ever assembled. right? That is playing centre-back, club captain of Manchester United Football Club. Like, you know, when it gets to a point where you just think these people are taking Man United fans for dickheads, that you see this absolute fucker on the football pitch actually saying and claiming that he's a bad man, cocking up ears for England when you were playing against farmers and you're there getting spun by Weghorst, who can't even move. Your pace is at 28, his pace is at 29, and you're there like Chuckle Brothers with McToilet. Are you taking the piss out of my life? Mm-hmm. This guy, he got dropped. Now, to Ralph's credit, he did drop him. Unfortunately, he had to bring him back because Linda, obviously, off the field antics, people robbing his house, which was a disgrace, right? But we've had that two-week break. Linda's back, put him back in. This fridge cannot play football for us. He can't. He is a disgrace. He is a non-league footballer, stealing a living because he's English, right? You got that premium tax from Leicester. Leicester used that money and said, you actually want this guy for £80 million. All right, cool. We're going to go build a new training ground. You don't have fun with him, right? It's the biggest con, bruv. The biggest con. The craze couldn't even come up with a con like this, right? That's how bad it is, right? And this guy is consistently wearing the captain's armband for Manchester United. He is the biggest problem. And as ST said, Varane has come in and he's exposed all the fridge's deficiencies, all of them, right? And until he's gone, United can't do anything. At the end of the season, let's look before that. The final thing about this club, the bench. Don't get me wrong, Tony and Donny, I didn't want them to go out, but they're not playing. But letting Tony, Donny, and even Ahmad to a certain extent go, the bench is so thin now, it is ridiculous, right? So now your game changers, right, are a Utin Alanga, and then you've got pensioners in Matic, Cavani, Juan Mata, and Cristiano Ronaldo, right? So it's pension FC on the bench. This is what Manchester United Football Club are relying on. Tottenham Hotspur, Sugarcane's what, 28, right? Mm-hmm. Man City, Gabriel Jesus is what, 24, 25? Yeah, Liverpool. All right, Firmino's just turned 30. Mane and Salah are both 29, right? None of the other big teams have senior citizens in their team, right? But this is what Man United are doing for shirt sales. The club's an absolute disgrace. And then at the end of the season, who we losing? Tony's going to want to leave. Donny's going to want to leave. Labille, right, who got criticised by Peter Schmeichel yesterday, when Labille scored the goal, right, was causing mayhem for Burnley in the first half. Gets Middlesbrough, won the penalty that CR7 missed, and you have the audacity to say that the game was passing Labille by and he shouldn't have been involved. Am I a dickhead? Are we watching the same game? Or is it the constant thing, the agenda against Paul Pogba? Anytime Paul Pogba's on the pitch, it's an agenda against, and we don't win. It's all Paul Pogba's fault. But we weren't hearing it was Bruno's fault. We weren't hearing it was Cristiano's fault. We weren't hearing it was Rashford's fault when Labille wasn't there. Get the fuck out of here with you lot shit. Pissing me off with this nonsense, bro. Anyway, Labille, he's going to bigger and better things, right? Jesse will be gone. When Matt is out of contract, gone. Matic will be gone. Twanzebe will be gone. CR7 hopefully will be gone. Tony, Donny, that's 8 players I've named that can leave, that is a possibility and are leaving Manchester United Football Club at the end of the season. The club is in shit. And quite frankly, I'm glad, because whoever comes in next has to strip all this stuff down, basically get rid of the fodder and the crap that is there. And we have to look at a 5-year plan of trying to get this club back to where it needs to be. Because at this moment in time, the only way for this club is going down right now. That is it. Top 4, forget about it. Spurs currently winning. They got 3 games in hand against us. Arsenal got 2 games in hand on us, right? West Ham are there or thereabouts. And we can't even leave out Wolves. Chelsea, I think, are clear. I think they've got 3rd place secure. So that only leaves 4th left. Even though Southampton just equalised. But that's not the point. That's not the point. All these teams I'm putting ahead of us because that is how bad things are right now at the football club. And until things change, it is what it is. Ralph can only do so much. Ralph has done what he can with this football club. Now it's all on the players. It is all on the players now. And It is as simple as that, bruv. I'm not boiling up my blood pressure no more, so we're going to move on. We're going to quickly slide in before we do our Prem predictions. I'm going to quickly slide in because European football will be at Mr. KA. It's because Arsenal haven't played yet. That's why you haven't spoken about you lot. That's why we haven't spoken about Arsenal, because you haven't played.
It's all good. I'm here.
But Champions League football is back next week. I kind of missed it still. I can't lie, bro. It's been a while, but
what's that? It's been a while.
Mr. KA, bro. When was the last time you lot were in the Champions League?
I'll just leave you guys to this one. Leave you guys to talking it. That's me done, guys. Peace.
This guy. But when we look at the fixtures, obviously it's around the 16. You got PSG, Real Madrid, Sporting Man City, RB Salzburg, Bayern, Inter, Liverpool, Chelsea, Lille, Villarreal at Juventus, Atletico United, and Benfica and Ajax. Mr. K, were you on when it was ages ago, it was beginning of the year when we spoke about the Champions League. Were you on? I can't remember.
You have to give me more than that. I'm not sure. I don't.
But anyway,
coming to mind.
Anyway, with all those teams that I've mentioned being left in the Champions League, who do you have as your favourites to win it?
Is that to me?
Yeah.
Sorry, let me remind myself who's in the. Someone else continue speaking. I remind myself who's in
ST for you. Who's your favourites to win it now, bro?
I'd say City. I'd say City are up there. I think
it's 3-2 to Southampton.
Oh yes.
Sorry.
Tottenham doing Tottenham
Deserved.
things. It's the history of the Tottenham. Yeah, that's what they're doing. But anyway, I can see PSG winning.
PSG, really?
Yeah, for some reason I can feel. I think City. I think it's either between them, City or Bayern. But I think City City are the favourites.
Interesting. Why would you say City are the favourites?
I think that City have the most complete squad. I think that City
with no striker.
Yeah, I think they can handle it with a no striker. Personally, I think that because Pep's system is so good, and if he doesn't start tinkering with it, I think if he plays the same system, I think City will break teams down. If I'm being honest, because they'll always have the ball. The only two teams that I can see them causing a problem is PSG and Bayern. I don't even think Real Madrid will cause any trouble. I don't think Real Madrid are that great.
They're not. They really are. They really aren't. Real Madrid really aren't.
Yeah. And this is coming from someone who supports Sevilla. How can you have Sevilla that close to you? Like, it's bad. Like,
what is it? A 5-point gap, 6-point gap between them and
5 or 6, yes, it's very close. Let's hope Martial brings us the league. You get me? You
know. After that first performance, boy, people are saying that people are saying Sevilla want to send him back to United, bro. But hopefully, it's just first game jitters for Tony, bro. He'll come good for them. But PSG, why PSG? I mean, obviously the talks are that Poch is going at the end of the season. I think they got kicked out the French Cup. Yes, they're clear in the League R, but why PSG? Like, considering what we saw in the Champions League,
I don't know why. I think there's more space if you understand in the Champions League nowadays, and I think players such as Mbappe. I think Mbappe has been playing very well this season. I think players like Mbappe, and if they keep Verratti fit, that's a very important thing. If they keep Verratti fit, because he makes the team tick. If he keeps fit, I think this can be I think that PSG can win this match win the tournament, because I feel like Verratti is the most important player for me at PSG. And it's crazy to say that, but he keeps the game ticking. He's the one that has the best composure I've ever seen. One of the best composure I've ever seen in the midfield. Like, his composure is amazing. And I feel like he's very important. And noticeably when he plays, PSG play well. Neymar's a bit more free. Mbappe is more free, Messi's more free. So I feel like if they get him playing and continuously playing, I think that PSG will have a very good chance. But I think City for me are the favourites. Then it's then it's PSG and Bayern closely behind.
Fair enough. Mr. K, do you concur with that, or you got any other names that you want to throw out there in terms of winning the Champions League?
No, I pretty much agree. They are the top three strongest teams, as ST mentioned. I think I'd even go down to saying it's between, I think, City and Bayern for me. Bayern are always going to be strong. It's just, obviously City doesn't really have the know-how of getting there, but neither does really PSG. Only Bayern have that club experience, that club culture of winning the Champions League. So I think that will kind of give them the advantage. And obviously their players as well, they've got the talent. So it'd be interesting to see how they all match up.
Nah, 100. Look, for me, I think City, obviously, the way how they're going on in the Premier League, I think that is the reason why they would be favourites. Obviously, Pep, I still think in tournament football over 2 legs and maybe a final, I think them missing a striker might be an issue for them. But I 100% get why City would be the favourites. Bayern, obviously, with the manpower that they've got, they're 9 points clear in Bundesliga. Scoring goals for, I think Lewandowski's got like 33 goals already this season, or something crazy like that. The 2 teams that I think need to be spoken about are Liverpool and Chelsea. I think Liverpool have a very good chance of winning the Champions League. I really do, with the way how they play, the addition of bringing in Luis Diaz as well. So it kind of takes having Luis Diaz and Jota and obviously Origi, Mr. Champions League himself. I think it can alleviate the pressure from Mane, Salah, and Firmino. I think that they've got a second front three there that they can play in the FA Cup and in Premier League games when they've got Champions League football. Don't get me wrong, they got a tough test against Inter in the last 16, the way how Inter are playing right now, even though they lost the Milan derby on the weekend. But I think Liverpool need a minute. And the reason why I say Chelsea, obviously, defending champions, yes. But I think the way how Tuchel is, I think tournament football can suit them. Because obviously, we know that Chelsea very rarely concede more than 1 goal. Obviously, their problem is scoring goals. But I think in tournament football, even though I need to add, and you'll find out, I do believe that away goals have been scrapped now. There's no more away goals counting as double in the Champions League and the Europa League. So I think that will play a part as well. And I think that Chelsea can definitely do some damage. United ain't got a fucking chance in hell. No chance. They'll go out to Atletico.
And Atletico are terrible this year.
Yeah, but Atletico will still do a job. Simeone will get them to do it. Kay, were you going to say something?
Yeah, no, interesting thing, because Sorry, I was just checking to see if I was muted or not. I'm looking at the brackets here, and it's actually, you're going to get some big teams knocked out in the next round, because if they all kind of go to form, Liverpool win, they'll be facing either PSG and Real Madrid in the quarter.
No, we haven't got that far yet.
No, but I'm just saying though, like in terms of like mapping out a winner, or you going to come to that, or that the?
No, because obviously they haven't done the draw for the rest of them, like quarters and semi. So obviously,
it gets redrawn. It gets redrawn, doesn't it? Yeah.
But obviously, but you are right, because you got PSG, Real Madrid. One of them are gonna go. You got Inter, Liverpool. One of them are gonna go. Obviously, Atletico United. One of them are gonna go. Do you know what I mean? So there are gonna be big teams that get kicked out of the Champions League, and in the Champions League of recent years, there's always been a shock. So you could potentially have like a Chelsea going out to a Lille or something like that, even though I don't expect it to happen. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it works. And as I said, with the away goals rule going out, it's going to be very interesting to see how teams now approach it, because obviously it was all brought in because teams were going away from home and just parking the bus. Will we go back to that, or will teams still play the way that they play now? It's very interesting.
How is it being done now? Like I say, I've been out.
So it's just have to score more goals than the other.
Oh, it's just more goals.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
just score more goals now. This will be the first season that there's no away goals counted. So yeah, it's just score more goals than the other. So it's going to be interesting. I'm happy to see it back, and we shall see what happens in the Champions League. Quickly, actually, ST, who's winning it? Only one name.
Man City.
Mr. K.
I'm going Bayern, man. Tried and tested, man.
I'm going to go Bayern as well.
By the way, sorry, Spurs are dead as usual. Spursy.
It's not over there. It's not over yet. We still got it's just going into added
Spurs
time.
things.
Bro, there's been some mad games, you know, because even though City are winning
in the other game,
3-3 in the game, and I think Villa were 3-1 up, if I'm honest. But moving on to Prem predictions, people. Obviously, the truth isn't here. We cannot give you the results of
it's because I won. That's
the
why.
recent round, because the games aren't over yet. They're currently being played. They're currently being played at this moment in time, but we will have this one and the next one in next week's Footie Chat. Right? Mr. K is just getting gas because he got the correct result for yesterday's game. But he'll go down.
I'm trying not to get us cancelled, man. Stop that singing, bro.
Prem predictions. First game is United versus Southampton. ST, we'll start with you.
Oh, God. 2-2.
Oh, what is that, man?
2-2. Mr. K.
United, Southampton. I'm going. Who's home and away? Let's have a look.
United are at home.
Yeah.
Home and away. Oh, early kickoff as well. I'm gonna go 1-1.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Southampton.
I thought about saying 2-1.
I did. I thought about that, but I said, you know what? Let me not be too bad.
I thought that because they've come back to they're gonna go in with a high.
If they can see out this game, there's still 5 minutes left in added time, so it's going to be interesting to see how. But I just think United are going to piss away their chances, and the way how I've watched Southampton play against Spurs today, it's going to be a very, very difficult game for United, and the games don't stop as well. Next one is Norwich versus Man City. Mr. KA.
I'm going with 3-0.
ST.
5-1.
Oh, Spurs equalised.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I told you.
You
say 5-1?
Yeah.
This guy.
But I go for the mad scores, innit?
I'm going to go 2. No, wait, it's been disallowed. What's going on? No, it hasn't. No, they have scored. I'm going to go 2-0 for Man City. Next up is Spurs versus Wolves. I'll go first on this one. I'm going to say 1-1. Okay.
1-0 Spurs.
1-0 Spurs. ST.
The way both 0-0.
I was thinking 0-0 as well, but because Wolves.
It's been ruled out. It's offside.
The history of the Tottenham. That's it.
Next up is Burnley versus Liverpool. Okay.
Oh gosh, 3-1 Liverpool.
I was gonna say that actually.
ST.
2-1.
To who?
Liverpool.
Cool. I'm gonna go 2-0 Liverpool. Right, and the last game, Leicester versus West Ham.
Oh, did you not mention Arsenal? Mention Arsenal.
You lot were supposed to play top Chelsea, but they're away.
Club. Yeah, I just remember the Club World Cup.
I'm gonna go Leicester versus West Ham. I'm gonna go 2-2. ST.
I was gonna go 1-1. I think I think that West Ham and Leicester will cancel each other out.
Okay.
Oh, so what was ST's score?
1-1.
He said 1-1.
And you said 2-2,
Yeah.
TJ.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm gonna go for 2-1 West Ham.
Okay.
2-1 West Ham. I did think about that scoreline, you know. I did.
It's even hard to see Leicester scoring, to be honest. They are so bad this season.
They are. It's so right. Listen, Brendan Rodgers is under pressure, bro.
Yeah.
Like they will definitely be the topic of conversation next week if they lose to Liverpool and then lose to West Ham, because Rodgers is under immense pressure. But that is it for the Prem predictions, people, and that is it for another edition of Footie Chat, people. So let us know what you think in the comment section. Let us know what you think about the Kurt Zouma situation. Have your say on that. Let us know what you think about the Africa Cup of Nations in Senegal, the praise of Senegal doing it for Africa, winning it for Africa, as Mr. Kittens, the KA said. Let us know what you think about the Afcon tournament on a whole. Let us know what you think about, obviously, the abomination that is Manchester United right now, and the issues that are occurring.
You can't even see me.
You can't even see you, bruv.
It's because the background is blocking me.
Right? No, it's because you haven't got the green screen. That's why, bruv. So it cuts out, bruv. But yeah, let us know what you think about United and what's going on there. Let us know your thoughts on Ralph, Cristiano, Bruno, Rashford, the most expensive fridge of all time. Let us know what you think about him. And let us know what you think about the Champions League. Who do you think is going to win it? Who do you think is going to be in the final? Who do you think is there going to be an upset and all that jazz? And let us know your Prem predictions. You know, we always want to hear from you. And as usual, before we go, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up, and all that good stuff. As I say all the time, share. We are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. As Spurs throw it away against Southampton and lose 3-2. I want to say thank you very much to my guys, Mr. KA and ST. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thanks for having me.
People coming up. I know, unfortunately, we didn't get to do Fight Talk, but there will definitely be a review with Tooth of UFC 271 coming up. Also, Boxing Talk will be back. ST and I will be back with Boxing Talk. That will be coming up next week as we preview Khan versus Brooke. Obviously, Footie Chat.
We need to say that if you haven't, Spence is going to be facing you guys for the 3 belts now.
When's that?
In April somehow.
So we'll do that in April.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely be previewing Khan versus Brooke. NBA talk is coming. I am gonna speak to the truth and Mr. KA off air.
Coming soon as well.
Trade deadline is coming up. It will probably most likely people. It looks like the next week is a busy week, so it looks like it will be after the All-Star break. We'll definitely have NBA chat, NBA talk before they come back after the All-Star break. So you got all of that stuff to look forward to. But people, stay safe out there. Be safe. Take the piss out of Tottenham Hotspur because they've lost.
Let's all laugh at Tottenham. Let's all laugh at Tottenham. La la la
la la la la.
Hey,
people, we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.